Chip Goddard.
Brad Reed.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
We're acting like we just got here and we didn't just hang out watching Westworld.
Boy, are my arms tired. Oh.
That's funny. So if everybody who's tuned in and watching along here, we're going to talk about Westworld Season 2, Episode 3, Virtu e Fortuna.
Yes.
And
got that looked up if we want to go over that.
Yeah.
What it actually means.
Definitely. I want to hear what that means. Okay. I guess it's Latin.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Italian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
okay.
It actually comes from popular influential Renaissance philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli.
Oh, I like Machiavelli.
It's from actually from two concepts from The Prince.
Right.
Yeah. Virtue and Fortuna. Virtue and Fortune.
Like Prince, the singer?
No, like Prince is in the artist formerly known as.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No, he actually wrote it about Cesare Borgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the son of Pope Alexander the 16th.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Who actually is who most of our like depictions of Jesus are based on.
Really?
Yeah. Because the Pope gets to control everything, so we need somebody to stand in for Jesus in this painting.
Yeah, we need a white Jesus.
That's my son.
I like that.
But virtue and fortune are two qualities needed in a leader.
Ah, I see. So
a leader with virtue has the ability to make whatever decision is needed to keep their country stable and to advance their goals. And fortune means that there are things that the leader can't control, but he should be lucky enough to overcome it.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. So knowledge is power.
That is true. I was trying to find over here. We've got a sweet setup where we've got the monitors and everything on, but I'm not sure. Now everything's gone haywire.
Yep.
That's funny. That's, of course, how things go, right?
It's super loud, yeah.
I know. It's never, ever come through on any other podcast like that.
Oh, it happens.
That's all right. That's the beauty of doing it live, right?
Right.
So, but what we're doing, we want to, be able to see if you comment or if you've watched the episode, if you've got any theories, if you've got any, reactions. So that's what's going on. We're broadcasting live right here from the Nerds to Men cave.
Lucky Nessa let us use that.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Yeah. So, like I say, comment away. Let's talk about this episode.
Yeah.
It was so good. I think one of the things I enjoyed most about it was there was nothing really from the trailers in this episode.
Nothing from the trailers, and Man in Black was non-existent.
He was. So we didn't even really get to see any of the Maze story.
Yeah.
But what we did get to see...
Or the door story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we did get to see, though, was it began with another park.
Yeah, we still don't know what the name of that park is, but it seemed like it was colonial era India.
Right.
So, Bengal tigers, elephants, all that good stuff. Some neat gunplay and sex play. That's kind of neat. That's fun.
Yeah, well, when we were kind of talking about that, we were wondering, I was wondering, why would you go to this park necessarily? I mean,
right.
I didn't know what was the draw there. Westworld, I mean, it's like the old West cowboy stuff, so to me that sells itself. But to this one, I didn't know, and I thought maybe it could have been like a spy type story, or you even said like Indiana Jones.
I feel like that's probably what it was. Indiana Jones, or Jungle Book. Like a lot of people want to, I don't know, maybe go live like that. Actually, the whole time I was watching it, I got the feeling, remember those old Looney Tune cartoons that had the little kid, and he usually was trying to save his parents from like headhunters.
Oh yeah,
and it was always Dr. Livingston, I presume. But yeah, so it kind of felt similar to that, but It was great. She got chased off a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she survived.
Yeah.
Good for her.
We found out later in the show, finally. But yeah, that was all cool. That could even be a 007.
Yeah.
I want to be part of this kind of storyline.
Well, I mean, it could be just about anything. Maltese Falcon, any big robbery, train heist. The Phantom. Remember The Phantom, that horrible Billy Zane movie? It could be like that.
Yeah. At first, I thought it could have been a Wes Anderson movie.
That would have been great if it was, but Bill Murray wasn't in it.
No, Bill Murray. Man, I've got a presentation I'm working on, too. And this might be more appropriate for Tangent World, which we'll make an announcement about that pretty soon.
We've got good news and we've got bad news, so prepare yourself.
It's not really bad.
I mean, it's the end of an era.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. We're saying UF to an era.
UF to an era.
But, yeah. So it was very interesting right off the bat because we didn't know what timeline this was. It ended up being the timeline that's current, that we know of.
Well, it seemed to jump around a little bit, with Hale, with Bernard being found by Hale, and then it jumped back to, I guess, 2 weeks before when they were actually when the revolution was going on.
Yeah, well, Abernathy was still basically on the run.
Yeah.
And so it like I say, I thought there was a lot of good stuff in this. Felix and Sylvester, we finally got to see what happened to them. And they made it.
And Armistice is back. And she's got a brand new robot arm.
Yeah, she's the Terminator.
She is the Terminator, like a sexy Terminator.
Let's say hey to Jonathan Turney. He's watching.
John, what's up? He's
what's up, John?
He's the chef over at Saints in the Plaza. Makes some great food.
Yeah. And Scott Bristow. He's a DJ out in Florida.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He used to work here in town, and he moved out to Florida. I'm jealous.
Well, yeah. And then do we have another guy?
That's you.
Oh, that's me. Hey, me.
Did you guys watch Westworld? And let us know what you thought.
Yeah.
If you got any theories. One thing I kind of want to talk about a little bit that didn't happen necessarily in this episode, but we did see it, is the water. They came up on it.
Well, it seemed. Oh, you mean the flood?
Yeah,
oh,
basically.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was in the first episode. They came up on it, and they were like, "This shouldn't be here" or whatever. And that made me think a couple things, which was that were they hosts? Were they all hosts? Even Stubbs and all them? Because here's something that they weren't allowed to see, but now they are. Or it was something that, got put there because it's like a simulation. It's, my simulation theory.
Yeah.
So they just were able to put a lake there where there wasn't one previous.
I disagree. I think it was something that probably Dolores made Bernard do, or that Dolores did, herself.
Right.
But it was to buy them time to actually get away, to set a barrier there.
Right.
But we also saw that, because remember, Teddy was floating in it.
Yeah.
Or we think it was Teddy. Well, we saw in this episode that Dolores probably made that decision this episode that he was expendable.
Yeah. Yeah, because we see Teddy, for once, Teddy grew some balls.
Yeah, he did not kill your boy low-key.
Yeah. So that was good. I was glad that low-key, I thought, because, we did an interview with low-key on Nerds to Men, Cameo did. Before American Gods started.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Cameo, you should get an interview with him again now that he's on Westworld.
Right.
And
he actually turns up in like just about every one of my shows.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. And so I was like, man, he's going to die. So that could be good that we could get an interview maybe at that point because, then he can talk about whatever happened.
But he didn't die.
No. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but hopefully that would happen.
I would think so.
Yeah. So anything else stand out to you about this episode? Because there was a lot.
We got introduced to, finally got to see Shogun World.
Yeah.
And
yeah. And that made us realize that I think that everything is climate control.
Yeah, the whole thing has to be either in separate domed or it's in a big silo, like the latest Resident Evil movie was,
Right.
or second latest.
Yeah, because when we thought, okay, it's on an island.
Yeah, I mean it's still on an island.
Yeah, but it kind of seemed like that it must be on an island where it's that kind of climate. But then they immediately walk into a place where it's snowing, which I don't know. So, you can go to a lot of different environments in Oklahoma depending on the time of year and all that. But
you know what it probably is?
What?
It's the Biodome from the movie Biodome.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because they probably got it cheap.
I would like to see Pauly Shore show up.
Well, what's his face is probably still living in the tunnels underneath it, eating parrots and shit.
The Baldwin brother.
No, not the Baldwin brother.
Oh, was it? Which one was it?
The one that he was the bad guy for the movie. He's I Am God.
Oh, okay.
He ate the parrot.
Yeah. Our pets' heads are falling off. So yeah, let's see. There was so much. Bernard, he's freaking out.
Yeah, he's kind of got the shakes again.
He's got the low blood sugar.
Yeah, he'd be good against Michael J. Fox right now.
That's terrible. Real quick, I want to play you this.
Okay.
This came out, I think, on iTunes this past week. I believe it was because I just got it. This is from one of the trailers. I don't think we've heard it during the season yet.
No, I don't think we have.
You recognize it?
Yeah, it's the Nirvana, right?
Yeah, heart-shaped box.
The Nirvana.
The Nirvana. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean, everything this guy does is really awesome. I mean, we played the Paint It Black. We played, and all the other stuff in between because he does all of it. It's not just.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he does the covers and then just all the instrumental stuff that's just for sound purposes, soundtrack purposes. He's amazing.
I mean, it can't be that hard. Just pick a popular song and let's make it a Western feel.
Well, yeah. Some of these I don't even know if it's like, does it have a Western feel or just haunting, strings? But you're right. Yeah. Let's slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And
it's not like he's writing these songs.
Well, the other songs he does though.
But thinking like 10 years. We're going to have this up with like Lady Gaga and Katy Perry.
Yeah, no kidding. You're right.
It's a firework.
That's awful. But he does compose the other songs too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But you're right.
I mean, I'm just breaking balls. This guy's a million times more talented than I'll ever be. But
he's got, at least I could say, he's got a great ear for music and just putting it together for this show.
Yeah.
Any new theories after watching this show?
We're a third of the way through, so we should have an idea what's going to happen. That's my theory, is that that's what that flood's for. They're out. They've managed to find a way out.
I also think, kind of jumping ahead to the stuff that they were showing for next week, those drones.
Yeah.
There's something else to them. I'm not sure if they're just militarized. They were making cupcakes.
Was it cupcakes?
I don't know. It looked like it.
They didn't look like any cupcake I'd want to eat.
It didn't look like anything to me.
Exactly. No, I thought they were making like spare parts for people. Like not for here, I'm gonna grow you a kidney.
But yeah, maybe they don't. Maybe they're not militarized though. But they just do all the stuff like. Maybe they are. Maybe they cook all the food for the guests.
Yeah.
And it's that way that. But I mean, it seems like they would still have the hosts that cook food.
They're the house elves of Delos.
Yeah.
Of the park.
Yeah, I can get with that. I like it. They're the house elves of Delos. So, anything else from the show?
We saw Dolores again, kind of having that separate but not equal mentality. Like, not everybody deserves to get to heaven.
That's true, because it made me think, like, why does she think that she gets to determine who gets to be enlightened and go on, and who has to stay behind and be sacrificed?
And she had all that, that emotion for Abernathy, but she felt almost nothing for Bernard.
Right.
That was just odd. But
Ashley Dawn is watching.
Ashley, she's another tattoo artist over at No Regrets.
Yeah. Did you watch Westworld at all, Ashley? Let us know.
Yep.
Do you watch it? Yeah. Maybe she was just tuning in to see what we sound like.
She just doesn't get enough of us during the week.
Yeah. I bet she would disagree with that.
I'm sure she would.
That was a very good episode.
Mm-hmm.
I thought last week was probably a little slower of all three.
This one had a great gunfight.
Yeah, it did.
No one was using the P90 that they gave him, though.
I know. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, they could have turned the tides.
Hey, we're getting our asses kicked. We got this, this automatic weapon. But it looked like even Dolores maybe wasn't sure when the cars rolled up or whatever you would call those.
Well, I mean, she took at least 2 shots, and just kept going. Why couldn't she do that for all the other guys?
It just made me think that she might have been wondering in that moment what else she had miscalculated, because she doesn't, as much as she thinks she knows about what else is out there, she doesn't know.
Yeah. So. Yep.
You want to hear something I know about?
I do.
I know about how you can get 10% off materials.
What? Where?
People have been watching. Our friends at Cadell and Company, they're out of Norman, Oklahoma. They do construction. If you got a residential, property or your own home, all the home prices are going up, and that means your home values are going up. Mm-hmm. So you got to get in there, get some stuff done. They've got all the know-how and our trust, basically, to help you out.
The Just World seal.
Yeah, the Just World seal. But you should go check them out. They're in Norman. They've got a showroom. They've got the wood floors, the tile floor, carpet, cabinets, countertops, all of that. You can look at the pictures of those materials and also some of the projects they've done at Cadell and Company. That's on the Facebook page, or give them a call, 405-928-5026, and you can get 10% off of those materials.
Numbers right here.
Yeah. If you mention the Jest World podcast. And we're going to make an announcement now about another podcast we're doing.
Yeah.
Don't mention this podcast on theirs.
Yeah, it won't get you anything.
No, don't tell them, Tangent World, because it won't get you nothing. But
so should we give them the good news or the bad news first?
Give them the bad news.
All right. Well, unfortunately, this will be the last episode of the live watch-along with Jest World.
Yeah. Well, not really live watch-along, but the watch-along.
The watch-along.
Yeah. So we've been doing for the last 2 episodes where we watch it on the Just World podcast, and we just comment. And sometimes it's always been on the second time we watched it.
Right. Well, the last one was the third time.
Yeah.
But that was technical difficulties.
Yeah. But what happened, we were doing it, and we were kind of talking about Tangent World stuff so much that we were like, you know what? What we need to do is we need to separate the podcast.
Yep.
We'll do Jest World for the after show and, stuff that's real specific to Jest World. And then what we're going to do starting tonight is we're going to do the watch along. It will be Tangent World. So if we get off topic a little,
that's all part of the deal.
You forgive us, but we will still continue to finish the Westworld season of watch alongs with Westworld. But after that, movies, concerts. We could watch concert videos.
We could.
Because Chip won't go.
I don't go.
So I'll make him watch them at my house.
But it's got to be real grainy cell phone footage. That's the only way I enjoy concerts.
Who wants to watch it on a grainy... just watch it on your phone then.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. F off, Chip.
UF.
So, we'll be posting all the links to Tangent World and everything. You won't have to go looking for it.
Nope.
It's not going to be a whole lot different than everything going on now, except for if we get off topic, we'll feel like it's not that big a deal.
It's less guilty for us.
Yeah. Less guilt for sure. Yeah. So I'm just checking to see if we have any more comments and theories. My theories haven't changed too much. I mean, there's not been anything crazy just yet. Like I said, was wanting to see more of the Man in Black. Didn't get to see that, but
it looks like next episode we will. And I imagine it's going to be like the first season. We're going to not get a whole lot of closure until that final 2-3 episodes.
Right.
So
Fanboy Tom
He did. He got his answer.
He got his wishes.
Abernathy's back.
Abernathy seems to be playing a big part. Bernard wasn't able to quite figure out how to, hack into him.
No, he got in.
Oh, he did get in.
He did get in, but then the
because when he saw it, he was like, what? Or he had like some reaction like, this isn't good.
Yeah.
So it surprised even him. And there was that cool scene. Did we mention this already? Where Dolores and Bernard came together, and she said, I wonder how much of Arnold is inside of you.
Right.
And,
yeah, we were asking the same thing. How many? We know his base story is is off of Arnold.
Right.
We don't know anything else really.
Yeah, because he was like, I've been given my own thing. Yeah. I thought another really cool scene was the writer. Sizemore. He doesn't know when to shut up.
He doesn't, man.
He's sitting there just goading Hector, right?
Yeah, Xerxes sex robot.
Yeah, until he finally, telling him. But then he gets the last laugh, so it's like that justifies why he's such a prick. Yeah. Because he was ultimately right in that he had written these people's storylines, and a lot of his creation, is still inside of them.
Well,
he's like,
just shut up.
Yeah,
just shut up.
The guy can kill you. He will kill you
without thinking about it. Yeah, but
yeah.
And the only my only complaint about the show right now is Clementine.
Oh yeah,
poor zombie Clementine.
Yeah, and that goes back to Dolores and how she's being, like the tyrant.
Yeah, she's forcing Clementine obviously has no consent at all, right?
Because she made her drag. It looked like she hadn't slept, eaten, had a drink. She had dragged this body.
Yeah, she just looks bad
all the way there, and then Clementine takes Bernard.
Yeah. She beats him with a rifle.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up later. Somewhere.
I think she's going to suck his blood.
Maybe. Yeah. His brain juice or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's going to bring her back to life.
I hope. I'd take a Clementine over Bernard any day.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with you there. So, yeah, if you want a little bit of a more in-depth as we watch it again, that will be Tangent World, and as soon as we get that up tomorrow, you'll be able to, we'll post the links. You'll know where to find it.
Yep.
As always, you can still email us your theories and comments at jessworld@gmail.com.
Yes.
I always mess that up.
Oh, we got to try tangentworld@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'll make one of the,
that's leave it at Jess.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. It's all, the same thing.
It's part of the Brad Company.
Brad Company. Terrible. But yeah, so we'll let you know, and that way, if there's things that maybe we forgot here just in the last few minutes or whatever, we'll be able to go over again, and you'll probably get us talking about a whole lot of other crazy stuff because it's Tangent World.
That's what it is.
A Just World property.
A Just World. I like it.
All right. Well, let's get out of here
Tangent
for now.
World, a Just World tangent.
Yeah. Wait, you had a good byline the other day. It's not supposed to sound like anything to you.
Oh yeah, it's not supposed to sound like anything to you.
Yeah. So if it does, that means you're just as crazy as we are. I think that's what that means.
All right. Well, good night.
Good night. And we'll have the podcasts up for you very soon. You can get those on Spreaker, iTunes Podcast, and YouTube.
And Yep. There we go.
All right.
And Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
Well, that'll link us to Spreaker.
Yeah.
So
because if you're listening to any of those other places, then you should come check us out on the Facebook page for sure, and hang out with us while we're recording these. We'd love to include you in your comments and all your theories, all of that. So we'll see you next Sunday for another episode of the Westworld Aftershow on Just World.
All right. Well, good night.
Good night.